Lock, I got him. Now, Tank, now.
Welcome to your doom.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
You just raised your hand in the middle of class and asked if dogs had clits?
It was anatomy, and I was like...
I mean, that is the right class. What if it was like geometry class? Where's the square root of a dog puss?
Hold on. Dogs have clits.
You didn't know that? Dude, all mammals have clits. You know, like
Yeah, I would think it had a clit.
Yeah, like I remember my cat would get this she'd be in heat and you would just sit there, you'd say her name and then she would remember she'd be like, it was Dinky. I go,
I do remember. That doesn't mean she has a clit. It means she wants to get far.
No, she wanted to make a Khajiit.
Yeah.
from the Elder
No, because like
Scrolls.
all dicks like like everyone starts as a female and then it becomes male.
Yeah.
Right. So it has to have. We need to check.
Yeah.
We need to check.
Well,
A whale penis is a dork, so
Yeah.
what's a whale clit?
A dink?
I think it's a buoy.
Yeah, a buoy? Yeah. No, but remember I would sit there, I'd go dinks, and she'd go, meow, and
Yeah.
cha-cha-cha.
It's gross.
Yeah, and then she'd get that kitten glisten. Like,
Yeah.
right? Like, you like lift her tail.
Yeah.
You could see a reflection off of it.
You could follow her around the house later. Anyways,
like
welcome to the Non-Essentials podcast. We're at episode
Yeah.
98.
98.
We're starting off hot with dogs in heat, apparently.
Yeah, exactly. And cats in heat.
And so to go back to it, actually, my name is Jake. Believe dogs have clits. Haven't checked, Bussy.
My name's Adam. Clit is not short for Christian literature. Riley.
Oh, okay. So you got in trouble.
Yeah.
You got kicked out of class?
Out of class. Like I said, that is an appropriate.
That's a scientific question. For
Or
what
did
it's
you,
worth.
or
It's
did
like,
you not say clitoris?
that don't matter.
Or did you say love button?
That don't matter. He was in science. I think it's an appropriate question for science class.
Yeah, no, it tracks. It tracks.
Yeah, what did you say? Is like social studies. Maybe not.
Yeah,
maybe not the most
that's what I'm
important
saying, yeah.
topic. Yeah, this episode 98. We were earlier just joking about ideas for our 100th episode. We want to do something hot and fun and spicy.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, speaking of spicy,
I know Jake has decided we've had to finally get the one chip challenge.
I'm so bummed about this thing.
I know. So we've had a few few listeners write in stating that we need to actually do this as a follow-up to the Hot Ones challenge.
I've YouTubed a few of these videos, and I am not looking forward to this thing.
I'm going to tell you right now, I like spicy food, and but I know this is going to be murder, but my only joy is going to be watching you and Renee
it's
just
gonna be awful.
die.
So the thing is, I was always confused by the chip.
You can't do what you did with the jelly beans.
And that's why I
You
think it's
remember,
brilliant.
Like,
it's
you
the
remember
chip.
what Jake did? Jake swallowed the jelly beans like they're Flintstone vitamins.
I think that's what like some of these ghost pepper
spicy ass
eaters
ones?
do. Like I saw David Blaine was on Hot Ones, and he took
Yeah.
a what do you call it? The Carolina Reaper.
Yeah.
And the host was like begging for ice cream, and David Blaine was like, "Nah, no big deal." I think he just swallowed. But I think with the chip, it's a big wide chip, and it also like coats the mouth. And the worst thing is, I hear it also tastes disgusting.
Oh.
That's the other thing I'm
no,
bummed
it tastes
about.
like shit, right?
Yeah,
Doesn't
yeah.
it?
So
Yeah.
on top of like
Here on the back it says, "Do not eat if you are sensitive to spicy foods, allergic to peppers, nightshades, or capsaicin, or pregnant." Oh, you can't do it. Or have any medical conditions. Keep out of reach of children after touching the chip.
looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Why don't you put it up there next to?
Yeah.
We're still not able to light
The pussy candle.
the pussy candle just yet. Gwyneth Paltrow's alluring aroma must stay locked
Yes.
in
I know
hell
we're
for a
waiting
bit
for
longer.
we're waiting for Renee to get done mountain biking so she can smell Gwyneth Paltrow's pussy.
Fantastic. Looking forward to it.
my God.
But listeners, if you have ideas for our 100th episode, please
Yeah.
let us know.
I mean, can I tell you right now, what I kind of want to do, but I can't, is I kind of want to secretly dose Jake and Renee.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's MK Ultra.
Yeah,
You
don't
know,
don't do that.
No, it's like the only problem though is that for one, I have no idea how any of this works, so I won't be able to run any.
By
of
this, you mean, oh, this. I
No,
thought you were talking
yeah.
about me. Like,
No,
yeah,
no,
don't
I'd
give me
like-
drugs. Like,
I
you know
know.
when people talk about their drug trip and they talk about their revelations? I'm already thinking about that
No,
shit.
no. I'm saying
So-
like I would be first of all, like I would be like the worst time traveler ever, because they'd be like, oh,
Wouldn't be able to help.
no, they're like, oh, so strange one. You're telling me they share pictures with lettering right in it, and you call them memes. Like, oh yeah, and they do this on a cell phone. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And
do you have that?
Do you know how to make a cell phone? No fucking clue.
Yeah. even describing.
What's your username, and I'll send you some.
There's imagine describing. Like, no, you don't understand. Like, you send it goes to space, which is a whole thing.
Yeah, you don't know that yet. You don't know.
And then it comes back down to if someone else has a device. Like, so everyone has to have a super complicated device. Like, who makes these devices? Like, children in China make them. Don't worry about it. So it's easy to make. No, not at all. We Henry Ford.
No, they killed themselves actually.
What's Henry Ford? Like, we got a lot to explain.
Yeah.
Here.
No, and then it's like that. Like, I can't wrap my brain around what you do over here. And then also, I know that Renee's husband would literally never talk to me again.
Yeah, he'd be upset. Rightfully so, though. Yeah. You can't drug a wife in a basement without catching flack from the husband.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that's true. I
don't care if it's a 100 episode or not.
You took it to a really dark Dahmer area there.
Can I tell you the idea?
The dish detergent.
We'll get to that. We'll get to the Dahmer-esque. We'll get to Netflix again, building their empire on Wisconsin's reputation.
Yeah.
Coming back around to make our police force look terrible again. We'll get to it. But this was my idea for the 100th episode, and I think I got to put it to bed because I don't want to get arrested by our excellent police force. I kind of wanted to
kill a hooker.
No. Damn it. Keep with me. Like,
they're already dead.
I wanted to commission a porn star to think she was coming to be filmed getting stuffed, and then just ask her questions, trivia, and never bring it. Let her just think the whole. But I don't know how to do this without getting arrested. I don't know the right context to not get arrested, and I can't explain it. I can't be like, no, it was for my podcast.
No, I mean, there's cameras here. It's clearly no.
Your
Honor. We weren't hiring a hooker. We were hiring an actress.
That is the loophole.
That's the loophole. Yeah, that's the poop hole loophole.
I still think I would get arrested.
You can still turn her into a puppet.
And this whole thing, this would be like the guy showing up with the letter that Chris Hansen sat down.
Yeah. No, I wrote her this letter to let her know that it's really dangerous to meet people and get some pizza and
Well, so maybe I'll look at listen, listeners, if you know someone that's got an OnlyFans, stuff like that, and you know they're legit.
Not the person we last talked about that shits in the woods. So listener N.
No, that's
we don't want her.
I can film shitting in the woods. I don't need help. I have a tripod. Got it covered. But I do think that'd be a funny concept. But the key would be she'd be oblivious, because I'd want just her to not know what's going on.
Yeah,
the whole time.
No, I'm okay. No, seriously though, if you guys have ideas as far as what to do for 100th episode, I do know that
that's the best I can think of.
Yeah, I do know that Marcia has bought us a sweet ass bottle. I can't wait to bring that out. I literally have it over in the bar right now. It says "Do not open until the 100th episode." So.
Guess very much let's stop this. Start another one.
Yeah.
Stop that
more.
one short.
Just bang out two.
Yeah. We do a fucking hat trick tonight.
Yeah.
Put it all together.
We didn't record last week because you were at the tattoo convention.
Yeah.
And I bet we could probably go into some stuff with that. Right?
Oh yeah, I can
definitely rant about it.
Let me drink a little more. I'll rant.
Fair enough. So Jake's gonna funnel some liquor, and then he's gonna go fucking nuclear on.
I had a good experience. Not a bad rant.
Okay, but I wanted to say, if you remember last episode, I believe we talked about how hot girl summer's over and it's a small penis fall, right?
Yeah.
Now I had a listener write in, and he asked me. I think it's one of those my friend said this, right?
Okay, yeah.
So I had a listener that asked to be remained anonymous. He jokingly accused us of doing a hate crime towards mentioning when we were talking about small penis fall, when we were joking about that.
It's okay to hate white men nowadays. I thought that was in style.
Well, okay, so here's my thing, is I wanted to say to you, anonymous listener that wrote in that I know very well, even the Eiffel Tower shrinks 6 inches during the winter.
It does.
So you know what? Something as mighty as the Eiffel Tower, can still be a victim of thermal expansion. So you weren't small. You're just
it's shrinkage. Who wants to be big all the time?
Yeah, exactly. And do you know what they call the Eiffel Tower during the summer? You know what happens when it gains 6 inches?
No.
It's a Royale with cheese.
Is that
It's a Pulp Fiction
Quentin
callback.
Tarantino, Big Dick,
Yeah.
like a virgin reference.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I got it. All right, we got there. Man, that I was gonna spark something. Oh, I was gonna say about the small dick thing. I was just talking to someone, and follow me here.
Okay.
Follow me here. I think this is like
Following your small dick bread.
I'm gonna cut all of this because this is a bad idea to say it out loud. This is a stupid idea. But I think
You're squatting over
I can
a mirror.
fix the school shooter problem. And I've said this for a while. And it's like, I think we should always cover it, no matter what happens. Like, another small dick man attacked people he didn't know with a weapon today. Just to, like, put it out there.
Oh, you're saying just like to, like,
Yeah, because the coverage of it.
malign, like,
Yeah,
any,
well, because I still think, how to articulate this. Okay, here's a good example. You remember Sandy Hook? Sandy Hook happened, and the NFL's like, we're going to do something to honor the children of Sandy Hook. Everywhere in the NFL at the same time, we're going to have like a moment of silence. Everyone was sad and bowing their heads, and they showed it, and it was like this terribly sad moment. And like, do you know who hates the NFL?
school shooters.
Kids that shoot up schools, right? So we need to like program in some like buffering to make the stop. It
Yeah,
needs
you need
be,
to have some sort of anime thing.
Yeah, like regardless of
every student that dies from a school shooting, anime will be gone for 2 years.
No, like we'll cut this. Like it's gonna be cut, so I'm just gonna go hard with it. This is what it is. It's like another. You know, you just cover it all the time. That like, and so you have these men with average, probably sized penises that want to attack and lash out at society.
What's average to you?
I don't know. I think the average of the world is like 5. Like 5 inches. It's like well, 2/3 of the world's Chinese. So yeah, we're gonna cut all of this. Well, let's make Rory uncomfortable.
Pretty sure he's happy.
So all I'm saying is like, so that when they want to lash out, when they want to like attack, they don't want their memory to be like always blamed upon just having a small penis is why they did what they did.
Yeah, I mean they want to be memorable, you know,
exactly,
infamous, you know. So
yeah.
And this one of them just had like a ginormous dick.
Yeah, and he just like, you know what, just in case any of these motherfuckers try to say that this kidney scraper is tiny, you know, just like
what's the over under on a school shooter having a big dick? Like seriously, I would
For
wager.
listeners that aren't watching the YouTube
This
video
is all
right
gonna
now,
be
I just
cut.
literally made the entire table shake with my pseudo penis slamming on.
Could you imagine trying to run down a hallway, pursue small children
my
with
God,
an
you'd
assault
trip
rifle?
over
With
it.
that? It'd be awful.
Yeah.
You can't ride a bike with that thing. Gets caught in the chain.
Yeah, tuck it in your pants.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's one of those like, listen, I hate how everybody piled on Rittenhouse, but Rittenhouse fit in what I'm talking about here.
Yeah, small penis?
Yeah, small penis.
How do you know?
You saw it in his face.
Yeah. Would he just cry face?
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah, just
like-
you see it. You see it. It's like he's got a bone to pick. So, I don't know what I like. Prove me wrong, Kyle.
in his defense, no one has a good cry face.
No one does.
But I'm so glad that my cry face is rarely seen and definitely not in memes. You
Yeah.
know? Just like
I'm not ragging on the kid. Whatever.
it's just full ape.
Listen, I'm not going to be the next guy to attack that kid. You know what I'm talking about? How foolish would I be? Shame on me.
All right. Well, let's go right into Urban Dictionary.
Let's have like some kind of secondary subject at the end of this.
Yeah.
So it's not so awkward to cut.
Oh, so when you cut? Okay, so hey, listeners, in case you're still listening, you heard all that.
Listen, I think I'm onto something here.
Jake's been drinking. Okay, so do you know what raw dog in life is?
Basically not having a bank account.
Anybody? Do you know what raw dog in life is? This is from Urban Dictionary.
Oh, this is the Urban Dictionary term.
Yeah,
raw
yeah,
dog in
yeah.
life?
Yeah.
Yeah, just not having a bank account. Paycheck to paycheck.
Paycheck to paycheck. Any other guesses?
Living like you're okay with getting an STD.
Get okay with getting an STD.
All right.
All
Well, I
right.
mean, I guess that'd be the very definition
I don't
of it.
think
But
anyone's
like,
ever okay with it, but
no, when you're just raw dog in life, you're just kind of going with no protection, right? That means that's when you live your life without drugs or medication or any sort of
just taking it in the face, taking life as is, no salt.
Yeah, no antidepressants or anything like that. So, dude, I didn't realize
I think being sober is called raw dogging life.
I know exactly. So, like, I just realized I'm like, I mean, I guess I've been raw dogging life minus booze. I mean, I guess you could probably self-medication of booze.
That's one thing I want to say about, like, I've heard of all these new terms recently. What did sober used to mean to you? Like, I thought it was like straight edge. Like,
No,
like
well,
nothing.
There's straight edge is like people that don't even like actually.
Not even Advil.
No.
Just
Actually,
lean into the headache.
one of my favorite lines about straight edge is actually was started by Ian MacKaye he's the singer from Minor Threat and oh my God, Fugazi, so Minor Threat and Fugazi, but Ian MacKaye. He was like, he has this great interview thing. He goes, so I'm sitting there, I'm just drinking an iced tea, just an unsweetened iced tea, whatever. And this
not even sweetened.
This kid comes by. He goes, hey, my friend says caffeine's a drug, because he's got the iced tea. He goes, Ian MacKaye, who's like the starter of the whole like movement.
Yeah.
He goes, hey, tell your friend, fuck you.
I guess they found Ian MacKaye's rock bottom.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, dude. So I mean, that's where even with that, like, I mean, I guess what is straight edge to you or to anybody else?
Well,
but that's where it's like you've got people like, oh no, I'm sober. I only do heroin.
Right. Well, that's the thing. I thought it was like when it became a problem, that's when you abstained from it. But like sober to me meant it was drugs and booze. None of it. But then there was this term that's like, I'm sober, just weed. I'm like, wait.
That's not.
And that's called California sober. And I'm like, I guess I'm Wisconsin sober.
Yeah, just booze?
And California sober. No, I just, I don't know. I think it's an interesting premise.
Well, I should say, speaking of which, I now that Small Penis Fall is my time to shine, along with the upcoming No Drink November.
Sure.
So I guess if you want to participate with me, I like to do No Drink November, and that's kind of like, I guess what the reason why I do it is because I honestly enjoy drinking so much. I want to make sure I can do it for the rest of my life. Yeah. So I kind of like occasionally just kind of check myself before I riggedy wreck myself.
And listeners, if you want to stand in solidarity with me, that's fine too. I'll be on this side of it. And actually, what was the thing that happened with Biden?
Well, no,
Biden with the weed thing.
All right, so Biden is making sure any of those who are I guess we just say California sober, that they are going to potentially, at least for the midterms, stay California sober?
Yeah, it was essentially Biden was pardoning people caught with small possessions of marijuana. And actually, like, let me ask the audience here. Is that correct?
That was my understanding.
It was his understanding. Now, let me ask, did he go to people that already convicted? Like, this will forgive convictions previously?
Yeah, he's pardoning and any of those that are on a federal level and then also in the District of Columbia and then also pleading with governors nationwide to follow his suit.
Yeah. Okay. Let me ask, didn't that seem like that was going to kind of be Trump's fadeaway shot at the end of his, like, what was inauguration, January 20th?
Was Trump 20th? Was he pro or?
He's pro-weed.
Is he? I don't. He doesn't even drink.
I just kind of thought on the way out the door, he'd be like, by the way.
I thought that Trump didn't even drink.
Yeah, he's a teetotaler. But at the same. But
yeah.
It's like it's at the same time, I kind of thought that'd be Trump's, like. And I kind of thought it'd be Obama's thing, too. It's like on the way out.
Any sort of, like, up your own ass, like, Republican can appreciate the fact that there's so much goddamn money made and spent with pot.
It's literally a gigantic industry.
Yeah, it's like, it's such a great, like money maker, and then it also just drains and, raises your taxes towards fighting it.
Sure.
So,
I get it here in Wisconsin.
Like, I love that people were like, we need to get that female basketball player out of Russia for having some pot, but also we're going to keep these people that are incarcerated for pot incarcerated.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck? This is clown world.
It is hard to say that in the same breath. I will say it does seem like Biden, it was like, all right, not Biden, but just the Democrats were like, all right, we need to pick up the women's vote, abortion. We need to pick up the young vote, student loan. We're going to forgive $10,000 of your $300,000 of debt.
I'm sorry, but do you remember when Biden was trying to pick up the Latino vote and he played Despacito?
I do remember that.
His phone, he goes, oh, hold on there, Jack. I got something for you.
It totally worked on my Puerto Rican wife. She's like, I'm voting Biden.
Yeah.
They're very easy to influence.
She fucked you, dude.
Exactly. One Despacito, and she's a Desperito. So. No, it's like At what point does pandering become too obvious?
Oh
It's
my
like, is he
God,
forgiving Napster charges too? I mean, it's like anyone else.
Yeah.
Anyone else, please
Like,
vote for me.
Any of those people that were like, 20 CDs for 99
Yeah.
cents, huh?
Dude, is every Travis fucking Scott ticket going to be covered by the government too? Like, I mean, like, listen, don't go to the front row of Astro World. We
Yeah.
need your vote. You know?
Dude, speaking of front row of Astro World, did you see that they did that? It was like the NASA.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, explain it.
Okay, so NASA they shot basically explosives at a meteor.
Yeah,
You know,
and it was incredible.
Yeah, it was like this great shot. I was like, so that's what meteors.
I
look
didn't
like.
expect to get a live feed. Like, do you know?
I thought it was pretty cool.
I think so. The last picture, you know, the last picture you saw. Most people have probably seen this by now. The last picture you saw, it was like the rocks getting bigger.
Yeah.
I think it was still 4 miles away from the surface. The last picture.
Oh,
'Cause I think it was
didn't know that.
going-
I didn't see that.
Yeah, don't quote me
Those
on
are
that.
giant. Then I thought that it
Yeah.
was like really close.
It was like, I think it was going like 14,000 miles per hour. And the other thing about it was like, okay, so that meteor was gonna hit us.
I think it was gonna skirt us.
There was like, because I'm like, why that meteor? You know, this
Well,
seemed-
it was a trial run. You know, it's like
well, that's
like,
how you
know,
sell it. That's like,
No,
you
no,
can't
no.
tell people a meteor's coming.
Think
We're
of
gonna
it
try
like
to do something.
before a first date. You know, when you crank the easy one out.
Of course.
You know, so then you get all the baby batter out, and you can actually you know, you got that like post nut clarity. You can
Yeah.
talk about stuff.
You're actually interested in what she has to say.
Yeah. That with asteroids.
Yeah, but yeah, we had to make sure it worked. But it does kind of feel like,
Make sure it worked.
yeah. But what was interesting is I saw like astronomers actually like caught it on camera too. It was a really interesting
Oh, yeah.
live shot of the first like planetary defense system. And actually, this is a step in the right direction. This is a step towards like, you know, it's one of those, if we get killed by a meteor, it's the stupidest death because we can see the moon. Like our shitty eyes can see the craters, which is nothing but craters on the moon. So it's like God is like a test. So like, hey guys, learn to work together, otherwise you're gonna look like that. Anyways, I got stuff to get off of this. I stumbled across a pretty genuinely interesting article.
Lunar eclipse.
Not a lunar eclipse. There was a teenager that had what did they call it? You had a LASIK eye surgery, right?
I've had LASIK in 2001, and a couple years ago I had PRK.
Okay, so
So
I don't think he had either of these. My notes.
he just stared at a
no.
in
He
the stun.
he had an eye operation when he was younger, and he had a lens essentially put in. I don't know if it was like a transplant or,
Okay.
but it sounded like the lens from natural causes or whatever just kind of like got out of place, right?
Like he's just putting zombie parts in, like
Yeah.
a dead man's cornea.
exactly. And
Yeah.
so if you
Like
look
a
it up,
Dahmer, like a Dahmer cornea.
oh yeah. Before we get into Dahmer stuff, before we get into Emperor Palpatine's.
Can you tell that I'm like zhuzhing the
There's
crowd
so much
right
time.
now?
We're from Wisconsin, man. And like,
Oop.
So this kid, the lens came out, and the best way, if you look it up, it kind of started to look like a cat eye, and they tried to reposition it. Doctors couldn't do it.
Okay.
And so they're like, okay, we got to bite the bullet. You're going to have to surgery again.
I would stick with the cat eye.
No,
It's like a
like,
BA, dude.
he couldn't see. It was like the kid. So
all
anyways,
right, fair enough.
they're like, okay, next week you're going to have surgery. And then
I mean, I said Khajiit earlier.
Sure.
Like, and for those of you that didn't play Elder Scrolls
yeah,
or anything like that, you had night vision. You had cat vision.
he had no vision. He was blind this eye.
Blind cat vision.
So he went to an amusement park like a week before, and he went on a roller coaster, and somehow in the process of being on the roller coaster,
The G's?
his vision came back. Like, and even like he went to the doctor, and it was like something about, I would imagine it'd be the loop, or yeah, it's probably the G's, but it repositioned the lens in his fucking
I mean,
eye.
that is a, like,
Dude, optometrists are about to get wild because this is like the non-invasive.
yeah, like I could go to the optometrist, or how much is to take it to the vomit comet?
Or yeah, the gravitron.
Yeah, you know that plane. That
Oh,
goes
yeah,
up
yeah, the
and then
NASA
hits-
plane?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And then,
I think this one was a bit more the loop-de-loop, but no,
you
I
need
thought,
this, like the centrifugal force.
yeah, like I
Okay.
thought that was pretty interesting. To where it was like, if you look it up on Google, it was very much like the lens or the cornea, right? You had the cornea. That's what you had shaved down, right? Oh, I need to get LASIK at some point. I'm terrified of it, but I know
It's pretty gross.
Yeah.
But it only takes a few moments.
exactly. But I just think like my Tourette's. I'm like, what if I look to the right?
You can't look at anything. Like once they like take the flap off, literally all you can see is just they're like stare at the red dot. I'm like, oh my god, what if I don't stare at the red dot?
That's
They're
all
like,
I'm thinking of.
Dude, if some busty nurse comes in, what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
And it's like literally they take that thing off, and it's like I can't see anything, barely even a red dot.
I don't even want to go
It's
through
just
that. It's like you're Dahmered. All right.
Yeah.
So, anyways, let's
All
get into Dahmer. I thought that was interesting. That basically, like,
No, that's, I cannot believe that. That
Yeah.
sounds like a happy accident.
it really was a happy accident.
But I'm also kind of curious, like what I don't know, a fucking speed bump will do to him too.
That's true.
You know, like,
Yeah, that's a two-way street,
oh great,
man.
now I'm blonde.
Yeah.
blind.
Blonde?
Yeah. God damn it.
I can't cut that. All right, let's get into Dahmer.
Okay,
Let's get
take
into
two.
Dahmer.
Now I'm blind.
Okay, so everyone's the number one trending.
Yeah, everyone
show.
is watching Dahmer right now, and like so on my personal life, I'm like 7 episodes in.
So you've seen it.
On my work life, I'm all the way through a couple times because for new listeners, Jake and I have a tattoo shop together, and there's a constant stream of Netflix playing. So I've heard it plenty of times.
Sure.
You know, but I've only watched it by myself. You know, just sitting there as I'm like observing it.
Would you recommend it?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
It's fucking great. No, it's really great, especially if you're into the macabre.
Yeah.
You know, because it's intense.
I will say Netflix. I don't know if there's a specific person, but Wisconsin is building the back of your company between Dahmer and Making a Murderer.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Fucking lay off of us.
I mean, they've got nothing to gain.
there you go. And that's the thing is like I don't think this is like
gain. Come on, guys.
like this.
Come on, we're having fun here.
I think next season there'll be like an Ed Kemper or who's like the son of Sam.
Yeah, Berkowitz.
Yeah, because it's like let's go back a little bit. Ted Bundy. Who played Ted Bundy? Zac Efron.
Yeah.
Right. So and now the kid from American Horror Story. He's the guy who plays Dahmer. And this is one of those things like I don't know if you give him an award, but he clearly deserves an award.
Yeah.
Because he nails it.
He was. I'll be honest with you. Like you can definitely tell that he probably watched a weird amount of interviews with Dahmer.
And I want to call my brother and ask if he watched because my brother worked at Columbia Prison for 17 years.
And that's where Dahmer got his head stoved in, right?
It was.
Yeah. So now I have to say something that like stuck out to me and whatever, but like I'm just gonna go right into it. But like there was a whole uprising and uproar whatnot about how Netflix used an LGBT tag with the movie.
Why would there be an uprising? I didn't read what you read.
Okay, and I guess the reason behind it is because they were upset. Like the LGBT community was upset that tag was added to the movie.
He was gay. Why would they be upset?
Well, do you know? And I think that, and so I'm trying to look at it from both sides. Okay, as a not gay man,
Sure.
who has been accused of being gay plenty of times because I'm always hanging brain.
Listen,
You know?
the amount of times Adam and I have asked if we've been a couple.
Yeah, we're like, oh, we're partners, business partners.
we have to like they're like getting down to business.
Hell
Like,
yeah, you are.
yeah.
Business.
Yeah.
Business time. So they're upset. The LGBT community is upset that they use that tag.
Sure.
But what I never watched, like, and I'm assuming that they're upset because they're like, you are demonizing the gay community, making us look like monsters, and then we eat people and this and that, right? But I have to say, I never thought that one time. Well, as a straight guy, I remember, like, as I've watched it, I even came out to a couple times. I'm like, man, how fucking difficult would it have been to be like gay up until like 12 years ago?
Insanely.
You know, like, man, just throwing an ambiguous number out there, but it's like, God damn, it's like, this is a fucking terrible time. It's like, you had to like creep in the fucking shadows.
Yeah.
It's like, I think that is, I mean, you take Dahmer out of it, like, it's still a great series as far as like just the gay community, as far as like what it took to like endure that and like and live a normal happy life and try to find some sort of like solace in that, and so like I never looked at it like, oh my god, all gay people want to eat fucking like hearts, like I never saw that one time.
That's my exact thoughts about.
And it's the AIDS epidemic too.
You lost your pen.
I do.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, I'm saying Dahmer was a weed that grew in a shitty yard. And here's the thing. It's like, because being homosexual, being black, these were double blind spots in the Milwaukee community as far as policing at the time. And that's the point that Dahmer highlighted so well in the Netflix series. They really hit it hard, but I think they hit it a bit too hard on racism. This was a bit about homosexuality. And if you want further proof, if you look less than 100 miles away, there was John Wayne Gacy was doing the exact same thing to the gay community. Yeah. These were predators that were allowed to prey.
He was just, I think he was just like fucking like white guys. So it wasn't.
No, and that's the thing. It wasn't racist. It was just homosexuality, because what happens when you're gay? It's like you have to go out to places and you have to tell people where you're not going. You have to meet up.
You wear handkerchiefs.
Yeah, you have to basically go to unsafe places.
Back a couple episodes ago.
So it's weird to me that the LGBT community would push back so hardly. This is more a document about something
like
they
difficult.
went through.
Yeah.
I have mixed feelings because I'm like, Netflix, lay off Wisconsin. But good
fuck
job.
It. Hammer.
And personally, me as a tattoo artist, I'm making Jeffrey Dahmer flash because Halloween's coming.
Oh, fair enough. Oh, yeah. I did see some of your stuff. I did appreciate the fact that you added the refraction of the glasses.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, into the Pabst. Oh, you just get them a Pabst. Okay, well, speaking of glasses, did you see that they're actually auctioning off Jeffrey Dahmer's prison glasses for $150,000?
Here's the thing. If that goes to the families, that's fine.
That is exactly what I thought. Now, I'm going to tell you this right now, listeners. If you want to get real weird and like dive like dick first into the macabre, you can go to the website. It's called cultcollectibles.com.
If you dive dick first, that's a belly flop.
Yeah. Hell yeah. So anyway, but like you can not only buy you can buy a lot of Dahmer stuff.
Sure.
And I'm not just saying this, but like I don't know if there's been this like massive implosion or explosion or whatever because of the series.
Oh, sure.
But you can buy like legal paperwork. You can buy like his tax forms.
Dude, good luck finding Dahmer glasses for Halloween this year.
Yeah,
it's fucking done. I'm sorry.
Dude,
you're already too late. You're going to have to build your own out of wire from Hobby Lobby.
You're going to have to kill your grandma for them.
Oh,
so anyway,
kill your grandma and an amber ashtray.
So you're going to have to do like like every like secondhand store. But no, you can go and get Dahmer stuff. You can get like his prison Bible. You've got handwritten letters and everything else. And so, but there's like a list. I gotta say, there's a list. You can get all different kinds of tchotchke from different fucking murderers. Yeah. You have to go to this website and like I don't know, on the video maybe put it down here or something like that.
It's gonna be right here.
Like, cult collectibles. Hey, look at this. It's right here. Man, if you don't do it,
I'm not gonna edit that at all.
Like
I'll edit it afterwards.
Dude, I hope you do it. Do it somewhere else, just so I look a dick. So anyway, but like you can buy a ton of creepy shit on there, and some of the bigger things I thought was interesting, besides obviously the merch from like cults and like serial killers and mass shooters, but they have like an original John Wayne Gacy painting of a clown. You can buy that for like $8,000. There's a Charles Manson signed paperwork from the sheriff's department. You can even buy O.J. Simpson pre-trial Pogs. Do you remember Pogs?
I do remember Pogs. You had a fucking slammer in your wallet.
Dude, those things are like $30. You can get O.J. Simpson Pogs for $30 pre-trial. Do you remember my Pog Slammer story?
That's fucking I do remember Pog Slammer story. That's fucking stupid.
I'm just saying, like, there's so much fucking shit on this website. So if you want to get weird, go to cultcollectibles.com. Jake's gonna put it somewhere in here.
No, I'm not gonna do any of that.
I'm trying to trip
but
you to it.
That's the whole thing. It's like because human beings, we believe in things that have essences. This is the same reason we believe in ghosts. There was an experiment that I think it was a college professor did where it's like, would you wear Jeffrey Dahmer's sweater for $100? And everybody was like, no, I wouldn't. And essentially it's because we believe that things carry like the spirit or the I don't know, some kind of embodiment of the intentions of the thing.
Even if it was washed, I just don't want like a skin cell touching me. I at least want to say a couple things here, and I'm sitting there thinking we've got you in the audience. You said you haven't seen it yet. I don't think I'm giving a spoiler here.
He kills people.
Yeah, he kills people. He eats them. From Wisconsin. But I don't think I'm giving spoilers here, but I'm going to tell you right now that there's a couple of things that with the Dahmer series versus reality that kind of like you didn't have to do.
Oh yeah,
I
guess embellished.
Yeah,
right?
100%. But like
any good story.
Yeah.
That's how we got Homer in the Odyssey. So we had Dahmer and Milwaukee.
Yeah. Now, do you remember the scene? And again, I'm not spoiling, but do you remember the scene where he grabbed the IV bags because he was working at that? Jeffrey, it's common knowledge that he's working at like a plasma donation center.
Sure. Yeah.
And he actually he stole in the movie or in the series, he stole some IV bags, and like it shows him back in his like apartment. He stole like a handful of them. He's like, and like he cut one open. He like fucking dumped it. And I was
he never had a Capri Sun. That was very obvious.
Exactly.
I'm like, come on, man! You fucking stabbed the top.
Yeah.
Like,
I was like, I don't know, because like that, and that's my problem. Anytime I read like a nonfiction book, even I spend half the time being like, where is this guy buried? You know, like,
yeah, exactly.
I gotta see who this guy's mom was. You know, but like same thing with as I'm watching Dahmer, I'm like, that seems overplayed. And now I do want to at least say this that now that is semi based off of actual events, but actually he didn't like steal like a bunch of like IV bags,
okay,
and then like bring him back to his house and like dump him all over his fucking in his mouth and chest and whatnot.
Did he drink blood?
Sorta.
Okay.
So he actually stole one vial of blood from the donation center. This is real. He stole one vial of blood from the donation center, went to the rooftop of that same very same building, and like took a sip of it. It was like, nope, not for me.
You know, I personally don't like Bloody Marys either. Just
no, it probably wasn't a Bloody Mary. It was probably some, and then
well,
like,
you live in Wisconsin. Every time the Bloody Marys, sometimes they come with
like
pickles and burgers.
I was just gonna say, imagine like a vial, but then just like over half of it is like shrimp.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
over the top to where like I think I'm just want lunch.
Not for me. Yeah. Okay. All right. So now the second thing here is that the director.
I love that we're ruining this. It's like
no, are we?
I love that
are we ruining it?
No. We're Wisconsinites being like actually,
actually, guys. So anyway, now there is the character of the neighbor, and again, this comes right away. That character was actually kind of made up, and the reason why I have to say this is it's would you say conglomerate?
An amalgam.
Amalgamation of two different actual people. One is the actual Glenda Cleveland, whom the character is named off of. The other one is Pamela Bass.
Okay.
Now, something that, again, man, how many times am I going to say we should do? Here's a fun drinking game. Every time I say we're not doing spoilers, but also doing spoilers, take a shot. So anyway, even if it's of coffee, listen in the morning. So, but now, Glenda Cleveland, whom Niecy played. She actually didn't even live next to Dahmer. She didn't even live in the same building. She lived like in an adjacent building.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Now Pamela Bass was the across the hallway neighbor.
I'll call her the through the vent.
Through the vent?
Yeah.
Probably not even though, because like in the episodes, it was always like basically it was almost like this like shared wall.
Yeah.
Right? Towards like if he farted, she'd be like, he farted. Pinto beans again, like was one of those moments. But like actuality, no, don't get me wrong. People were still complaining about like smells and whatnot. The actual Glenda Cleveland never even met Dahmer until after like the scene with like the 13-year-old boy that we have talked about in the past, But like, but then the Pamela Bass, she was the neighbor that got offered like the sandwich.
Okay.
Right.
So that actually happened?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually,
so
happened.
That was a scene. I was wondering if that was an embellishment.
No.
Part of the.
That happened. Yeah.
Did she eat it? Did she take a bite?
Well, there are neighbors that are like.
Because I'm just saying, from Wisconsin, if my neighbor offers me a sandwich, I'm taking a bite.
Yeah. I mean, we do in Wisconsin. Do you remember? Like, I think it was last year we talked about how the CDC was talking about don't eat cannibal sandwiches.
Yes. Yeah.
It was the basically tartar beef.
Sure.
And which Dahmer did also say human tastes like beef, which is we usually hear it tastes like pork.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So anyway, but no, like his neighbors did say like I think I probably ate somebody.
I know I would take a bite of that sandwich.
Yeah.
I can't just reject the sandwich.
Yeah, no. Like you can't even be like, I'll eat it later.
Sure.
Now I do want to say as I kind of like
Man, you
whatever.
really dug deep on this.
I did.
Okay.
Well, I just want to say like while those weird things were overlooked, and I would assume maybe it was over like a time restraint. We can't have two of these people. We need to just like mix them into one person.
Sure.
The director pulled out the fucking stops when it comes to a lot of other things. Like there are exact quotes, and like listeners, here's a nice stop on Google. Like if you look up like Jeffrey Dahmer's apartment versus the set,
you nailed it.
It is on point to a point of like, that's the same naked guy photo on the wall.
Okay,
like that's a bummer, like, but like they pulled out all the stops, like their exact quotes, like to the point where even there was a victim impact statement from one of the victim's sisters.
Okay.
On court, that's an actual like in the public domain.
Sure.
And the victim sister's like the actual one is like, yeah, no, it's pretty much exact.
Sure.
So like I really, 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 really appreciate the director's attention to detail. Yeah. Like I kind of bummed out that he took two potential female people and then like mix them into one. Like you one broad now.
Well, for what it's worth, I can give I guess I can cite a good
let's hear it.
Example of that. One of the best series in the last few years was Chernobyl.
Okay. I haven't seen. You told me to watch it, and I haven't seen.
Chernobyl is absolutely excellent. One of my favorite things I've honestly ever watched. It was like 5 1-hour episodes of it. Okay. But there was a character in there that was essentially the better part of 1,000 scientists congealed into one,
like Megatron.
One
Voltron?
Actress,
like Voltron.
Yeah. Essentially it was like.
It's gonna blow.
Exactly. So that's the part of like filmmaking. You need a more clear protagonist for this
you
role.
Can't have it all wishy-washy.
Okay, so like I guess I understand, but essentially doing the same thing where it's like combining two
I
neighbors
get
into
that.
one.
I mean, but think of how bummed out you're like. My aunt is Pamela Bass, and she ate that fucking sandwich. Like,
yeah.
That's I mean, she should at least get some sort of like. And also, there's Pamela Bass. Like,
right.
But whatever.
Just a little bit of a shout out.
Yeah. I even down to the yearbook scene.
Okay.
That's real too. So listeners, these are all like
all
sweet
spoilers.
little things that not really. I'm just saying the yearbook scene, and you'd be like, oh shit, that fucking happened. They're like, how did he get in there?
They should have left that in. I thought that was a little bit cruel. I thought that was like him being, the yearbook committee is probably responsible for most of those murders.
Now, I have to at least. I'm going to end this segment because I apologize if I've droned on too long. But I have to. I want to at least.
Well, it's home turf. It's like this is coming like from
Wisconsin
the source.
Pride, right?
Yeah.
So, but I have to say that I came across some stats and I thought it was really interesting. But there are about 2,000 known serial killers.
Okay.
About 2,000 known serial killers. Only between 5 and 10 of them have actually been cannibals.
Really? That's
I know.
Staggeringly.
So there's just a very small amount because it's like they're kind of in their own little genre.
Sure.
You kind of.
I bet they were poor. They're just hungry. It's like it's a small Venn diagram. Whoops. I bumped the computer there. A Venn diagram where poor.
That's the MasterCard logo of titties.
Exactly. Only 5 to 10. I wouldn't think that at all.
So anyway, listeners, correct me if I'm wrong. So where's Tony at? Normally,
Tony is in New York.
You're stupid.
Tony would also be the one to be like, move along.
Yeah, like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So anyway.
What, you're handing this off to me? Like
yes.
I got something to follow up on that?
Yeah.
Dahmer shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
That's my take on the whole situation.
How weird would it have been if he was like, I get Dahmer's thing. I get it. All right, so.
Well, I will say this, like my own personal feelings towards it. Do you remember in the 80s, they interviewed serial killers? and there was they banned it because
They banned serial killing.
no,
That's bullshit.
they
It's
banned
like, what the fuck? What are we allowed to do?
they banned
this was America.
interviewing of serial killers because there was a spike in copycats.
Oh yeah.
Because here's the thing: is like
I mean,
yes,
that's happening right now with
like-
mass shooters.
it's like yes, did Dahmer have a bad upbringing? Of course. Was it not ideal? Of course.
he
But
didn't
the thing
even
is,
have that
there-
bad of an upbringing.
It wasn't that. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't that bad. But there's thousands and thousands of people who are also, unhappy, confused, unsure of their impulses.
You have people that will
Yeah.
go in and say that they did a murder they
Yeah.
didn't do.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like they're fucking wacky.
And because like
Every time it's-
rather than like lay there in ambiguity, they would rather feel important. And basically this is kind of a roadmap. So like all I got to do is like
Just say I did it.
just fucking kill some people and do some creepy shit.
Yeah.
This is the problem. It's like I think Netflix gets 2 or 3 more seasons of this before it gets banned. My guess, we're gonna do Kemper next, probably a Son of Sam because that's like a mail-in one. They already did a Ted Bundy with Zac Efron. I think they get one more real creep before they ban it. So like place your bets.
All right. So can we place our bets on a fishing contest?
Oh please, oh please.
I've got a catfish for you, Jake.
I'm sorry so much, but Netflix attacked Wisconsin again. I felt I had to defend it a little bit.
All right. So can you please quickly describe what a catfish is?
For listeners,
Wait. Please emulate Renee since she's in here.
That seems offensive. We didn't light the Gwyneth Paltrow
Just light the candle. Yeah.
I'm
Sorry,
I'm not
Renee.
gonna
We love you,
emulate.
Renee. We
So
miss you,
essentially,
Renee.
a catfish is a fake news story that I used to get sucked in on. So Adam thought of this fun game where basically it's was it 2 lies and a truth?
Yes.
Yep.
So I'm going to read Jake 3 headlines.
Okay.
He's going to decide which one is true, which one is false, or which 2 are false.
Sure.
And I had some fun with this. Okay, so number 1. Beta, the dating app for fighting fish-owning men who are now not traditionally masculine, is in test development.
Okay.
Number 2. Hopeful rekindling of defunct dating app Yearn Earn. Allow potential matches the opportunity to be cremated together.
Oh, I thought it was like for recently single people.
And number 3, there was a successful Tinder match in Antarctica for the first time in 2014.
Okay. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Like just a march of the penguins
Yeah.
by themselves.
Yeah.
Okay.
Happy feet.
All right. So the second one was it was urine where you can get cremated together for like incels.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things where the way it made it sound was like if you had a sickness or whatever. It was like
Sure.
I think it was almost kind of like a joke.
Sure.
But you could. I don't know if
You know,
you're baiting
ashes
me.
to ashes.
That's a good one. But I don't know. Are you baiting me? I'm not giving.
No,
you
I'm questioning that. That's what it was. Okay.
Okay.
And the first one was
Beta. The dating app for fighting fish owning men who are not traditionally masculine is in test development.
okay. So I want to guess that one, and you might be absolutely just cornering me with this, but Dahmer had beta fish that he enjoyed watching
I'd like to
fight.
watch them fight.
And essentially, the fish that died would
They
rot,
shouldn't be in
and
the
they got
same
something
thing
called
together.
ick, and ick is what he blamed the smell on his
Yeah,
apartment.
ick is a real thing.
Okay, so ick.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I-
fish ick.
I
Did you know
think-
that?
I think Dahmer. I think that first one is Dahmer channeling through you, the Wisconsin. All right, the second one is enticing. So it's the idea of like you don't want to die alone. I get that. So like you'll be.
Well, no, you
buried.
don't want to die. It's not so much that you want to die alone. You don't want to be. You don't want to remain alone. So you could
your
be in the-
roommates. I know me. I know me personally. I want
It's
to.
yearn earn.
I want to be cremated, but I want to give you a task. You have to sneak me into the Nesquik factory and throw me into that.
Yeah. No, that reminds me of that thing. It was like I want my remains to be spread at Disneyland.
Yeah.
Also, I don't want to be cremated.
Yeah, exactly. Just chunks. All right. So I guess my guess is going to be the third one, which
Okay.
was
There was a successful Tinder match in Antarctica for the first time in 2014.
that's my guess because like I do know in Antarctica you can't go there without you can't have your appendix if you go there because someone
in
had
case it explodes.
appendicitis and there was a doctor that had to take his
Yeah,
own
he did it on
appendix out.
himself.
Yeah, yeah. It
Yeah,
was like
there you
it's
go,
incredible.
listeners. That's a great stop at Google. If you want to Google like
Yeah.
doctor taking out own appendix, but it's pretty intense.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those things where it's like there's no one within a continent to help me.
So
Like-
I'm guessing you got a frosty hookup. That's my guess.
Number one?
Audience number one, which was the beta fish.
Oh. Okay, so I was having fun with this. I'm surprised you fell with this. Okay, so on a lonely December night in Antarctica's McMurdo station.
I was secretly hoping it was betafish.com.
I'm sorry,
Master beta fish.
Master beta fish? That's really good. Come on, dude. Beta.
Yeah.
All right, so anyway, on a lonely December night in Antarctica's McMurdo station, an American scientist conducting research there decided to log on to Tinder. At first, no profile showed up. Then he expanded the app's location radius, and he found someone, another researcher there, working a mere 45-minute helicopter ride away.
Totally worth it.
Yeah. I mean, dude, we've all driven farther for less.
This is
Okay?
technically ice fishing.
I like it. That was good. Okay, hold on. Take two. So he's basically ice fishing.
Yeah. How'd you think of that?
I'm really clever, Jake. Thank you. So he swiped right, indicating his interest, and a few minutes later, they matched.
Yeah.
Right? She was actually in her tent on the dry valleys when they matched.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah. Hell yeah. So, I mean, to be fair, Antarctica is the largest desert on the planet.
It is.
Do you know why, Jake?
Because deserts are measured by the precipitation.
There you go. So Antarctica, even though it was covered with snow and ice, it is still measured by precipitation. So it is the largest desert. So she was actually in the tent in the dry valleys when they matched, said the scientist, who asked not to be named out of the concern that the government would revoke his internet privileges if anyone found out he was using his precious broadband to look up for hookups. She was quite literally camping in Antarctica, went on Tinder and found me. It was mind-blowing.
I don't have a problem with this at all. This is
It's
borderline
fine, dude.
romantic.
Dude,
Like
it is kind of like a meet cute, right?
they were under a starry night we can't even imagine.
Oh my God, could you? I mean,
there's no way. That's why they go down there to view the stars before
Yeah.
Hubble. There's no atmosphere. Anyways, keep going.
so a few weeks after the match, the scientists emailed again to say that they had finally met his Tinder match. The interaction was brief. She was leaving Antarctica the next. Yeah. That's like Windex, like pump squirt.
Yeah.
Right. I'm using Antarctica. It's not his fault. It's cold. Yeah, like the Eiffel Tower sinks 6 inches.
Either way, it's hilarious.
All right. So anyway, so
beggars can't be choosers. I guess.
Yeah. So she was leaving Antarctica the next day, but he expects they'll hang out again after the end of the summer research season.
Bet he won't.
Yeah, it's like one of those like Netflix and Chili season. Thank you.
Is that why this whole thing exists? So you
No.
could say Netflix and chili.
No, I actually had one more thing I wanted to say.
Okay.
I was picturing a hungry polar bear in a blonde wig.
Not down there.
Yeah. Penguin then?
Yeah, there you
All
go.
right, there
Yeah.
we go. Okay.
But that's, honestly,
that's the end of it.
I personally think that's pretty romantic.
I think it's fucking cute.
Like, I think it's like, listen, we have to.
Yeah, it's one of those like, as that or another, the snowman you fucking made a fifi out of. You know?
Listen, don't throw that one under the bus either. That's not
That's a
exactly
three-way.
That's not a bad
It's
option.
a frosty three-way.
And what's incredible is 100 years ago we couldn't even live down there. Now we have people swiping.
Yeah.
I
Trying to
know
get
what the
fucked down
I don't know
there.
what the rules are.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that's been episode 98, and I wanted to reiterate: if you have good ideas for episode 100,
Oh my
let
God!
us know.
You better hurry.
This is going to be a crowdsourced debacle. Is probably the best term for it. And
Kerfluffle.
exactly.
Kerfluffle.
My
if you
name is
may.
Jake, swiping left alone in Antarctica. Because I'm a lefty. So
Man, and I mean, I forgot there's no polar bears in Antarctica.
yeah, man, you look like a
Kinda
real
bummed
dum
me out.
dum.
Well, no, because I know that
There's
bears.
no penguins up north either.
Yeah, no. So bears, no bears. Do you get it?
No.
Antarctica. The
Ye-
art, like Arctic.
I got it. Okay.
No, I'm being serious.
Okay.
Like this is a real thing.
Yeah.
Like they say because of Antarctica, I think it was the Arctic bears. That's
Sure.
where they got the Arctic whatever
Yeah.
region, and then Antarctica means there's no bears. So man, I fucking shit the bed on that. Dude, I'm blaming you and your whiskey. All right.
Fucking. My name's Jake Elijah Craig,
Yeah, I'm Adam Riley. Go fuck yourselves.
and actually look forward to us pretty much dying on this one chip
Oh my
challenge.
God.
I'm so not looking
I'm so
forward to this.
excited to see them in pain. So, and you know what? Let us know. Let us know if you think that I should go first, if Jake should go first, or if Renee should go first.
I personally think Adam should go first. I know I'm the coup de grace. I know I'm the one that will basically look like that
bummed
skull.
That he pronounced the P in coupe. Coup de grace?
I will look like basically that guy on the cover. This is not going to be a fun experience. But anyways, thank you so much, and we will, we don't have a later boners, Renee. So.
Later boners.
There it is.
Dog
clips.
Dog clips, later boners.
Yeah.
You met me at a very strange time in my life. With your feet on the air, your head on the
Clitty litter. You know what that is? You know what clitty litter is?
All right, that's it. Let's go to the strip club.
No, you know what clitty litter is? It's when you see little pieces of toilet paper on the vagina and throw wiping. I didn't make it up.
Okay. So
that's for the suits of Washington to decide.
Can I tell you?
That was a good time.